Fire Emblem Awakening is a game that means a lot to me. It was my first Fire Emblem game and what introduced me to not only this series, but to the Fire Emblem community as a whole, and I couldn't be more grateful to it. At the time of this video's release, it will have just been Awakening's 10th anniversary, which makes me feel a lot older than it should. However, I picked today, April 20th, to put out this video for a specific reason. Within any form of media that holds significance to someone, there's a character that manages to hold like 99% of that significance by themselves. In my case, that character is Lucina. Lucina's birthday falls on April 20th, and the 10th anniversary of Awakening marks 10 years of Lucina content. So I wanted to organize every official appearance of Lucina since her first appearance in Awakening up until her most recent appearance in Heroes in one place so we can see just how far she's come. Awakening released in Japan on April 19th, 2012. It was the first Fire Emblem entry on the 3DS, and it was going to make a huge impact. In all the advertising for the game, not once was Lucina mentioned or shown. Instead, only her alter ego, Marth, was shown in trailers. This left many people questioning who this mysterious second Falchion wielder was. Was it actually Marth, like the one from Smash Bros? Had Marth time traveled from his past to Chrome's future? Or perhaps he truly was just an imposter, stealing his name for no good reason. Marth crops up in the early story numerous times, once to save Lissa, a second time to face Chrom, and a third time to prevent Emmeren's assassination. During Marth's third appearance, he reveals that he has knowledge of the future in a very stylish way, as he beckons to an assassin that no one can see, does a sick flip, and kills him. However, immediately after this, he is revealed as she because she used up all her style points on the first guy and trips on a sword, causing her mask to be cut and her hair to fall loose. Eventually, she reveals her true identity as Chrome's daughter from the future and joins the army, assisting in the defeat of Grima.
That's the brand of the Exalt.
In November of 2012, the Hot Spring Scramble DLC would be released, featuring new support conversations for much of the cast, and special CGs for 4 units. Like the previous Summer Scramble DLC, the 4 units were selected based off a prior character popularity poll, and the winners were Owain, Inigo, Severa, and of course, Lucina. In May 2013, the third in a series of DLC called Future Past would be released, and it featured Lucina as a prominent character. The story of Future Past focused on a sort of reversed role version of Awakening, where Naga pulls the shepherds of the past to Lucina's ruined future. It included multiple CGs for Lucina and a lengthy post-clear epilogue giving her some much-needed closure in the dark future. In September of 2014, it was revealed that Lucina was going to be included in Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Wii U. In what I still think is one of the best looking Smash trailers, seriously, please bring back the Awakening Fates animation team. She was a clone of Marth, but lacked his tipper mechanic, trading off earlier KO potential for more balanced damage and less importance on specific spacing. In November 2014, Lucina would receive her first official collectible figure in the form of a Figma from Good Smile. The pictures they used to show off the figure would also give us a very unique look of Lucina, wearing her hair short with no mask and having her cape removed. In April of 2015, Nintendo created Amiibo, which were small figures featuring various Nintendo characters that would add some form of bonus content to the game. As part of this series of toys, a Lucina Amiibo was created. Now that we've touched upon the release of the Lucina Amiibo, we can go back a month to March 2015 when Codename Steam released. It allows you to play as Lucina, as well as Marth, Ike, and Robin through the use of their Amiibo. The next Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Fates, would be released in June of 2015 in Japan. This game also featured Amiibo compatibility for the other Fire Emblem characters, allowing Lucina to be playable. Alongside the release of Fates in 2015, a Fire Emblem card game, Fire Emblem Cypher, was revealed. In its first set, Lucina would receive 3 cards. Additionally, in the 2 starter decks that were released at its launch, there was a code to obtain a special playable unit in Fire Emblem Fates, which was a version of Lucina with her mask on. In September 2015, Super Mario Maker would release, with full support for pretty much every Amiibo that had released up until that point, which of course included Lucina. Amiibos would also get their very own series victory jingle. In November 2015, Project X Zone 2, or Project Cross Zone 2, was released in Japan, and it included Chrom, Lucina, and Tiki as guest characters from Nintendo. It also had some very visually stunning super attacks. 2016 was a bit of a slow year regarding Lucina's appearances. She would only receive 2 Cypher cards as part of Cypher's 4th set. The following year, however, was explosive. In February of 2017, Fire Emblem Heroes was released. The opening cinematic of the game features Lucina, and she was a focus unit on one of the first banners in the game. In March of 2017, she would receive 3 more Cypher cards as part of Set 8, and later that same month, she would make an appearance on the first seasonal banner in Fire Emblem Heroes history, wearing a bunny outfit to celebrate the Spring Festival. On April 20th, 2017, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia would release. Happy 5th anniversary to Fire Emblem Echoes. This game, like Fates, included Amiibo support for the Fire Emblem Amiibo, only this time they were unfortunately not exactly playable. At a cost of some of Alm or Celica's HP, a spectral version of the character would appear as an ally unit and fight alongside you. When Tempest Trials were first added to Heroes in June of 2017, a variant of Lucina in her Marth disguise was added, with identical stats to the original Lucina, but no base skills. In August of 2017, Lucina's Choose Your Legends costume, known as Brave Lucina, was added to the game. She appeared in her Great Lord outfit, wielding a lance that originated from Fae, known as Geir Skogul. Alongside the Choose Your Legends banner, the characters also got a very out-of-left-field live-action trailer, where Lucina would make an appearance in. A month later, in September, the first Fire Emblem Warriors game would release, with Lucina among the characters included in the roster. Gameplay-wise, she was identical to Chrom, and their movesets involved lots of hacking, slashing, jumping, and spinning. You know, typical Warriors game stuff. In March 2018, Lucina would appear on 2 more Cypher cards in Set 12, as a joined art with herself, portraying her in the past and in the future. In August 2018, Lucina would receive her legendary alt in Fire Emblem Heroes, this time as an archer. Her appearance is similar to her Great Lord design, but a little fancier with some brighter gold trims and extra accessories here and there. A month later in September, she would once again appear in Cypher in Set 14, this time on 4 cards. In December 2018, Smash Ultimate was released, and Lucina, along with every other character in Smash's history, returned. This time, Lucina was designated as an Echo Fighter of Marth, which was essentially just Clone with a fancier name. The differences between the 2 characters remain the same. Lucina wouldn't appear in much else until June of 2019, when Set 17 of Cypher came out. She'd be the main character of a starter deck once again and would appear on 2 cards. A month later, in July, she'd get a single card as part of Set 18 of Cypher. In August of 2019, in June of 2020, she would again appear in Heroes, albeit as the backup unit in the first Harmonized unit. The duo was herself in her Marth disguise, alongside Mia in Summer Swimwear. In October 2020, Cypher produced its final set, Set 22, from which Lucina appeared on 2 cards. Later that same year, in November, she would get a Resplendent as part of the Fae Pass program. Finally, in February 2022, Lucina would get another proper alt, 4 years after Legendary Lucina was added. This time, she was dressed up for Fae's equivalent of a Valentine's celebration, the Day of Devotion. And I'm pretty sure that wraps up just about every official appearance of Lucina. Now you might be asking, was any of this important? And my answer to that is, as long as something is important to even one person, it's important. It doesn't matter how popular or unpopular your favorite character is. They're important to you, and that's all that matters. If you have a favorite character you want to gush about, feel free to leave it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video about a single character from a relatively niche game on the 3DS that is now turning 10 years old, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And always remember, Lucina is, now and always, best girl.